What it do, everybody? It's your boy LOG from Where There's Smoke. As per part of the course lately, I was just kind of watching a video, uh, and kind of having some thoughts, and I decided why save it for later. Might as well just go live now and kind of go over it with y'all. And I need to be doing that more and more. But anyway, just kind of going off my thoughts lately that I've been having conversations with different friends, and what's going on, Mr. Joe Games? Yeah, conversation I've been having with friends, and just what's going on with the war and everything, of course. And kind of want to talk about BB. Want to talk about whether or not he's still alive, if it matters, and kind of going with that. When we hear news, how do we know it's real? Because we can hear something reported or see video evidence of it nowadays with AI, and we can't take it as fact. So just because I hear something on Facebook, Twitter, or X, whatever, or even if I hear it in a news article, how do I know it's real? How do I know? And I think something that I've said, and if anyone else has any ideas on that, I'd love to hear them. But something that I've said, and I think it still rings true, is if you find a source, more or less an individual who reports something and you see it to be true after, you can come to rely on a reliable source and say, okay, this person tends to be in line with the truth and their reporting tends to be accurate. I could trust their reporting more or less. Hey, somebody just drove by with a loud speaker. Let me check the audio and sound. I always do that. The audio and video. Audio and sound's the same damn thing. And then we'll get into it. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull it up here. Looks good. Okay. Put my phone in. All right, so let's get into it. We're gonna be talking about BB. This video that I strongly suspect is AI. If he's dead, and if it matters, and then how do we know what's real, and kind of the mind fuckery around certain events and how that plays out, and kind of how that can play a trick on people's mind about not really knowing if they can trust the news. But then I provide a kind of a solution for it, and I'll reiterate that at the end. So let's kind of get into this, and I'll provide my thoughts on this and give kind of the reason that sparked this video and kind of the bigger, address the main point of the AI thing.
הנשיא טראמפ הוא חסר תקדים. בידנו האחת.
Wait, this is not the video where he talks in a different language the whole time, right?
In their way. The great Satan.
No, okay. I was like, oh, I don't want to hear Hebrew the whole time or whatever it is.
ידידנו הגדול, הנשיא טראמפ, הוא חסר תקדים. בידנו האחת אנחנו אוחזים בחרב דוד, שהיא מושחזת וחדה מאי פעם, וידנו השנייה מושטת לשלום. מי שיושיט יד לשלום בחזרה, נאמץ אותה. ומי שינסה לפגוע בנו, נגדע את ידו. העוצמה שלנו, האומץ שלנו, הרוח שלנו, אלה תמיד היו המפתח להבטחת עתידנו. כדברי יהושע בן נון לבני ישראל.
Watch Netanyahu's sleeves when he puts his hands up on the podium like this. I'm going to try to get this the best quality we can get. I'm going to make it bigger for y'all. Pause. Watch his sleeves. Can y'all see? I don't think y'all can see my mouse. I almost wish I did have it to where you could see it. But watch the cuffs right here at the bottom where his wrist is, where the cuffs of his sleeves are. Watch those closely. Oh, you can see my cursor on screen. Okay, good. Right here. Right here. Watch that. Watch that on both sides. Really the whole sleeve, but especially the bottom.
אל תראו ואל תחתו, חזקו ואמצו, כי ככה יעשה אדוני לכל אויביכם.
There's certain moments when it really gets weird and starts bugging out, and I'll point those moments out.
אזרחי ישראל שואלים, כמה זמן זה ייקח? ואני אומר, זה ייקח ככל הנדרש. אני מבקש מכם רק דבר אחד.
So all he's talking in this language that I don't understand. I'm just gonna say,
המשיכו לעמוד איתן.
this is important. I had a conversation with a friend that said, "Oh, it's not that important if Benjamin Netanyahu's dead because everything with the war and all the crooked, evil stuff is still going on." And I said, "Okay, fair enough, but doesn't it matter that this video right here that is supposed to be a legitimate video, don't you think it matters that the news organizations and mainstream media is trying to pass off this clearly fake video as real? You don't think that's an issue?" And he said, "No." And my argument to him was, well, evil things like war and murder and betrayal and all these crooked evil things have been going on for a long time, and they are very bad, and they always have been. But we've had it in our mind for the past 40, 50 years, whatever it is. If something's on video, we can take that as video evidence and pretty much take that to the bank, that if it's on video, it's very hard to edit without it looking weird. And video evidence, especially if it's unedited, is like if something happens live, you can take it to the bank that that's real. If something's video evidence, it's a lot higher likelihood that it's real and that confirms something. Now with AI being able to make videos, you really got to look for little things here and there to show that they're fake, but it really has us second guessing what's real, and we can't just say, "Oh, that's a video of something, it's real. Oh, we saw Netanyahu give a speech, he's still alive." No. As we're gonna speculate with this video, it really looks AI, and I'm leaning that this video is like 95% AI. I'm leaning that there's a 95% chance that this video is AI and fake. So what does that say? That Benjamin Netanyahu might be dead. Okay, maybe that doesn't matter because the war goes on. But the fact that, like I said, mainstream news is putting this out as real is not good, because like I was saying, we used to be able to count on video evidence. Now all of a sudden we're not. And it's one thing if you see it on Facebook, if you see it on Twitter, if you see it on Instagram, and you find out later it's fake. But it's one thing for an influencer or just a nobody to post a video, but it's a whole other thing for a news organization to put out a clearly fake AI video and just like, "Yeah, this is real." It's like, are y'all not even trying to pretend like to be real anymore? Like have any level of decency or truth? Like the jig is up basically at this point. But like I was kind of getting around to saying, there's been a lot of deception and a lot of evil for a long time. But the fact that now video evidence is something that we can't trust for the most part at all anymore. We used to could trust it for the most part. Now we can trust it not at all. So let's move on with this video. I want to get to the parts where he actually is glitching out and looking weird, and then I'll talk a little bit more about it.
ננצח. First of all, I just want to say,
Again, watch the sleeves.
I'm alive, and you're all
The first thing he says in English, "I'm alive." It's like, yeah.
witnesses. And now that I dispatched this piece of fake news, I want to give you an update on Operation Roaring Lion. Under President Trump's visionary leadership, America and Israel are acting together in Iran with great determination and unprecedented strength. Operation Rising Lion is designed to remove the existential threats posed by the Ayatollah regime, the regime that has waged war against America and Israel and the people of Iran for 47 years. It chants death to America, death to Israel, and it delivers death to its own people. Our goals are three. One, removing the
Do you see the sleeve? It would be his left arm, the one on our right. Watch the sleeve when he puts it back up there. When he puts his hand back on the
and
podium.
It delivers death.
I'm going to mute his audio and I'm going to slow it down so we get a nice look at it. Pause. Watch this. Watch this motherfucker's sleeve. The hand that you can see right now on our right, his left hand. Watch it when he puts it up on the podium right here. Come on. Look at that sleeve. Oh, dude. The inner sleeve of his shirt like slides down and seems to grow, which if you know about wearing suits and shirts, long sleeve shirts and suits and shit, you can have a shirt that's like bunched up and it slides out and reveals itself more, but for his outer jacket to like flop out in that way and almost seem to grow a little bit was not natural. Let's watch it again. Right here. Oh my god, I was so busy looking at the top I didn't even see the bottom. Watch this right here. Oh, dude, it falls out so weird. Let's look at the other side too. We weren't even looking at that. Let's look at the right hand on our left side. Over here. That one doesn't look as weird. It still kind of does. Look at the shading around where his hand is supposed to disappear into his jacket. It looks really weird. Look at this shading right here. If you really look, it looks so weird. The hand and the jacket seem to be like that's a weird color overlap and like it's like it's the hand is like bleeding into the jacket. Let's watch this at like super slow mo and then we'll watch it in like sped up or like a normal speed and then we'll move on. I want it one more time. Right here, look. Oh, dude, that thing drops like a fucking pair of balls in the summertime. That was crazy, bro. One more time. Boop. Right here. Oh, dude, that was so crooked. All right, let's move to the next time when it does that.
The nuclear threat. Second, removing the ballistic missile threat and removing both of these threats before they're buried deep underground and become immune from aerial attack. And third, this means creating the conditions for the Iranian people to grasp buried deep underground and become immune from aerial attack. And third, this means creating the conditions for the Iranian people to grasp their freedom to control their destiny. Today, the Ayatollah regime is not only attacking America, in people to grasp their freedom to control their destiny. Today, the Ayatollah regime is not only attacking America, not only attacking Israel, not only attacking the Iranian people, it is attacking the entire Middle East and beyond. They've attacked civilians and American assets in Iraq, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, UAE, Oman, and they've even attacked through their proxies Cyprus and Europe. We've warned for decades that their ballistic missile program would be used to attack these targets far and wide, and if they're not stopped, that's just the beginning. The death cult in Iran is trying to blackmail the world by closing a key international maritime route, the Straits of Hormuz. It won't work. Israel is helping in its own way, and intel and other means, the American effort to open the Straits of Hormuz, rather. But I want to ask you to imagine how the Ayatollah regime would be able to blackmail the entire world if they had ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads. Just imagine what they would do. Look at what they're doing now and imagine what they would do if they had ballistic missiles, international range ballistic missiles.
We saw like a week after this they did have one that was international that could reach most of the capitals in Europe, so he's just blowing hot air.
And nuclear-tipped warheads. Just imagine what a great threat that would be. So today, Israel and the United States are protecting America, Israel.
This thing's growing like a friggin'
and nuclear-tipped warheads.
Dinosaur that
just imagine
you throw in water.
What a great threat that would be.
Little
so today,
toys.
Israel and the United States are protecting America, Israel, the entire Middle East, but I venture to say the entire world. Despite the fake
news, did you venture to say that?
Unfortunately being spread since the start of the war 20 days ago, we are winning and Iran is being decimated. Iran's missile and drone arsenal is being massively degraded and will be destroyed. Hundreds of their launchers have been destroyed, and Iran is being decimated. Iran's missile and drone arsenal is being massively degraded and will be destroyed. Hundreds of their launchers have been destroyed. Their stockpiles of missiles are being hit hard, and so are the industries that produce them. That's important. In Rising Line, we destroyed missiles and we destroyed a lot of the nuclear infrastructure. But what we're destroying now are the factories that produce the components to make these missiles and to make the nuclear weapons that they're trying to produce. We're wiping out their industrial base in a way that we didn't do before. Iran's air defenses have been rendered useless. Their navy is lying at the bottom of the sea. Today we hit the other part of their navy in the Caspian Sea. Their air force is nearly destroyed. Iran's command and control structure is in utter chaos. And I can tell you that there's still more work to do, and we're going to do it. And I want to close these opening remarks with one other fake news, and that is that Israel
With one other fake news.
somehow dragged the U.S. into a conflict with Iran. Does anyone really think that someone can tell President Trump what to do?
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
President Trump always makes his decisions on what he thinks is good for America, and may I add, I think what is also good for future generations.
Oh my God, yeah. That's what he bases all his decisions off of.
In this
All
case,
his decisions, all the bragging, that's all about what's going to be best for us.
those interests are absolutely clear, and so is the clarity of our achievements. Together in close coordination with President Trump, the close coordination between America and Israel, our militaries, our intelligence services, we're achieving goals in lightning speed. But I want to say another word. It's been said that for 40 years, I've been saying that Iran is a danger to Israel and a danger to the world. That is true. You know who else said that? President Trump. 47 years ago, when the Iranian
Just shut the fuck
thugs
up.
took over the American embassy, he said how dangerous this regime is. In his first term in office, he didn't need any convincing. He said the Iranian nuclear deal was the worst deal that he'd ever seen, and he walked out of it. Right before his second term, before he was reelected, I went to see him in Mar-a-Lago. The first thing he said to me was, "Bibi, we've got to make sure that Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons." He said that to me. I didn't say it to him. He didn't need any convincing there either. Now, why did he say that? Because for more than 4 decades, this regime, as I said in the beginning of my remarks, is chanting death to Israel, death to America. But they say Israel is only the small Satan standing in their way. The great Satan is the United States of America. And these ideological fanatics, these lunatics, define their raison d'etre, their reason for being, is wiping out Western civilization and America that leads it. They have claimed the lives, they've maimed and wounded thousands of Americans in Iraq and Afghanistan. They killed the American Marines in Beirut. They bombed your embassies. They tried to assassinate the American president, Donald Trump, not once, but twice.
No proof.
Now they blackmail for oil.
Look at how his sleeve is hanging different on the right. It's not hanging as low. It's hanging. It's his coat sleeve is like weird. It's not like hanging like it should. It's almost like it has a force field around his hand. And earlier it had like a big droop under it. It's like, where's the droop from earlier? There's no big droop. And it's almost like it's hovering above part of his hand, like there's a force field around his hand here. It doesn't seem like it's sitting natural on, like sitting on his hand. It seems like it's like.
Just imagine what they would do, what they're capable of doing, if these lunatics had nuclear weapons and the means to deliver them to every American city and every European city and everywhere around the globe. This is a danger for the entire world. It's certainly a danger for Israel. It's certainly a danger for America. We see eye to eye on that. President on the globe. This is a danger for the entire world. It's
Did his ring disappear when his hands are like that?
Weapons and the means to deliver them to every American city.
This is getting a little weird. Hold on. The quality's not that great. See the ring? It's covered up. Come on, pull your hands apart. You see it? We see it. Oh, it's hard to see because there's a shadow. Okay, I see. I do see it. Okay.
And that. President Trump and I, Israel and America. But I think if people are honest, if leaders are honest, they would understand that we're not only fighting our fight, we're fighting their fight. I speak to dozens of world leaders. Dozens.
Dozens.
They all know that.
Know
and
that.
privately, they all say that. They say that privately, but I say it publicly.
Well,
the
good
world
for you.
owes a debt of deep indebtedness to President Trump for leading this effort to safeguard our future.
Thank
Questions?
you. We'll now take a few questions. The first question is from Zach Anders from Newsmax.
Mr. Prime Minister, Zach Anders, Newsmax.
Watch him play with this pin. This is where it gets real weird.
So I think the
Right
question
here.
is, will the conditions be created for such a change? I think it's too early to say. And I think in the final account, as I said, it's up to the Iranian people to show that, to choose the moment and to rise to the moment. We can create the conditions, but they have to, they have to explode those conditions at a certain point. It is often said that you can't do revolutions from the air. That is true. You can't do it only from the air. You can do a lot of things from the air, and we're doing, but there has to be a ground component as well. There are many possibilities for this ground component, and I take the liberty of not sharing with you all those possibilities.
Would you recognize Pahlavi if the people keep chanting for him in the streets?
I think that those are goals that are achievable, but I'm not going
I feel
to
like there was a part where he was playing around with that pin and it did something real funky. I'm disappointed now, Dad. I think it's right when he puts the lid on, it gets weird. When are you going to do it?
to rise to the moment. We can create the conditions, but they have to, they have to explode those conditions at a certain point. It is often said that you can't win, you can't do revolution.
I feel like
We can create the conditions, but they have to, they have to explode those conditions at a certain point. It is to choose the moment and to rise to the moment. We can create the conditions, but they have to, they have to explode those conditions at a certain point.
it almost looks like he flips the pin. You can't tell if he flips it or if it changes due to AI. Yeah, to me now it looks like he flips it.
To choose the moment and to rise to the moment. We can create the conditions, but they have to, they have to explode those conditions at a certain point.
Ooh, I don't know. Let's do it in slow mo. This could be just a your eye not being able to tell what's going on. The sleeve thing was really weird earlier, but that on its own is not enough. I thought there was a sleeve thing and a pin thing. I was like, oh, two weird things. I was like, this video is AI. Let's watch.
The conditions.
Watch the pin. Watch the top of the pin. Right here. Right here. This part of it, right when he puts the cap on, watch this part of the pin. Oh, no, no, no. It looks so weird in slow-mo, brother. Yeah, it looks real weird in slow-mo. Watch this top part of the pin. Watch it. Oh, it grows, bro. No, no, no. That doesn't do it for me, bro. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. If y'all watch it now, if y'all catch this later. Have y'all seen this video yet? Did y'all know it had some AI to it or it looked a little funky? Watch this. Watch the pin. Okay? It's right here. Oh, it grows, bro. Pause, Ito. That was weird, bro. Let's watch it at full speed again. It almost looks like he kind of spins the pin around and like closes it, but when you watch it in slow mo, it looks real funky. One more time in regular speed. Oh man, it's so hard to keep your eye on it. One more time. Oh, it looks weird. I had a little trouble finding this video because there were some other channels that had this speech, but they had his hands covered up by their little title bar at the bottom, which is funny because the rest of the video doesn't seem that bad. The flags actually look kind of fake, but his hands being this little thing with the pin and then his sleeve, especially early on around the 2-minute mark. Let's go back and look at that one more time.
There's a chance.
I think it's right here when he. Yep, it's coming up. Oh, bro, no, that's weird looking too. It's because his inner shirt slides down, and then his other shirt like flops off to the side, real jerky, and at the same time, it's like, dude, that's not natural for both of those things to happen real jerky like that. Watch, watch. Yeah, no, right here. I stopped it halfway through the motion, but watch. This white inner shirt is gonna grow a little bit, and then his outer black jacket, you see how tight it is? It's gonna flop out real quick. Watch. Let's watch it in slow-mo and see what it looks like. Let's go at 50. Uh-uh. That doesn't cut it for me, Sanchi. So anyway, if you haven't seen this video, go look it up. It is 2 weeks ago. Reuters has it live. Israel's Netanyahu holds briefing as Iran war continues. I don't know. Shady as hell. He just dropped a brand new video, so I think me and you will watch that here together and see what we think. But before this video, there was like what am I trying to say? Maybe the first week of the war, Netanyahu was around, but after that, there was like a 3-week period where nothing had not been seen, and there was this video and like one or two others that were clearly AI that were like the only evidence that he was still alive. So it's like, one, is he still alive? What the hell is going on? News stations are reporting this as real. I even did a little Google Gemini search where I asked about this video, and it said that it was legit. It said, I just pasted it in at first. It said this video features a press briefing by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu regarding the ongoing conflict in Iran. blah, blah, blah. Can you give me a breakdown? And then I said, is this video real? And I stopped the response because I wanted to type that in as part of the initial question, but I couldn't really. So then anyway, it said, based on current news reports and official government records from March 26th, this video is real. Is real. Anyway, key details from the event. Military status, he claimed the air defense had been neutralized, and verification sources. Reuters, Times of Israel provided a complete transcript of the opening remarks and the question answer session with reporters. So this was viewed as completely legit. So you be the judge. I think it's fake as fuck. I think something weird's going on. I don't know what it is, but as I was saying earlier, we can't even trust. You read a story on the news. If it's like, let's say you're someone on the right wing and you read a story that's like something pro-left and you don't want to believe it, you're like, oh, that's hogwash. I don't believe it. And like, until maybe it becomes super prevalent in society and then you have to accept it. But like, I'm sure everyone's run into a news story where like, that's bullshit. I don't believe it. And sometimes when you say that, and probably a lot of times, the better your judgment is when you say that, it is bullshit. But we all have to. You can't just believe something because you hear it, but like I was alluding to earlier, you have to find a source that you read it or you hear about it or you consume the information and then it turns out to be true, and you follow someone that has a true track record over time, and then that's how you find a reliable source. And I'm sure everyone has found someone kind of like that, but I feel like a lot of people don't hold their sources accountable. Like if you're a right-wing person that listens to Fox News and they got stuff wrong about certain events, or if you're a left-wing person that listens to the left and they were wrong about certain events at sometimes, don't listen to them anymore. If their track record has been broken a couple times, you need to find someone else. So, I guess that's what I have to say about that. I think a good comparison, I was having a conversation with my brother and we were talking about Epstein, and he was like, how come there's some people that like don't really care about Epstein that much and the whole Epstein thing? And I'm like, because they don't want it to be true, because they, have, like, we're all tied to the system and have things that we rely on in the system, but some more than others, and I don't want to be honest about the fact that they rely on it. But they can hear something about the Epstein thing and they can take it in as something that's in the realm of reality. It's something that everyone's talking about, and the Epstein is a real thing, but they see it as, oh, it's a conspiracy. I know the idea's out there, but people are able to reject it as being actually fact. So they hear it, they take it in, they take it as conspiracy or like theory or blah, blah, blah. And that's how they categorize in their brain. So everyone hears about certain things. You're like, oh, how could someone know about X and not be feeling this way? How could someone be aware of this and not be feeling this way about it? Well, they categorize it as bullshit. And there's, probably more than just one singular reason for that. But, that's kind of my thought behind that. So, I don't know. What do y'all think? Is BB dead? Is he alive? Does it matter? What are y'all's thoughts on the war? I think today, after Trump having, I saw one news site say it was his third, but I know it was at least his second 48-hour ultimatum. He gave them a 2-week ceasefire and they're going to work on negotiations. So what do y'all think? Do y'all think this is pretty much the end of the war and they're going to negotiate and that's pretty much it? Or do you think the war is going to continue? A lot of people that are in the know that I kind of listen to, again, people that you've listened to, they've been true in the past, so you kind of listen to them again. People that I trust like that have been saying that they think the war is going to continue. Whether it's a month down the road, 6 months down the road, this ain't over. It's kind of what I'm hearing. So hopefully they're wrong and hopefully it is peaceful for a while, but we'll see. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about BB being dead or alive? Doesn't matter. What do y'all think about the war? Is it going to end? Will it not? If it doesn't end, do you foresee a draft? That's also another thing I'm hearing. What else? And I think I'm gonna get out of here quick. Just leave it a short one, pretty concise about BB and kind of posing that question of, Pen's always like asking for the pin. Yeah. No, but I think I'm gonna leave it there. Just kind of a short and concise one, kind of a question episode. Analyzing this BB video, but then posing the question: What when you hear news or see a news story in video form, do you assume it's real? Do you assume it's fake? Do you get news from a bunch of different sources and then make your own opinion, or are you pretty much getting most of your news from one or two trusted sources who you found that they're reliable sources in the past? So let me know where you get your news and how you filter through the garbage these days, and kind of what you thought of the commentary. I appreciate it as always. Gonna have a short one here tonight. Just keep it concise and a good little topic, and y'all let me know what y'all think. Yeah, I'll see y'all back here soon. We'll have more topics as always, more conversations. I appreciate everybody who tunes in. Shout out Mr. Joe Games. Appreciate you always getting in the chat. And I'll see everybody soon. Y'all take care and be safe. I'm LG from Where There's Smoke. Until next time, I'm out.